I had a medical procedure which involved getting sedated by a sadist. That's a dentist joke, by the way. But I'm just making a dentist joke because you shouldn't. You shouldn't make dentist jokes because these people have a lot of power. They can make or break your day. They can make or break your face. They have very sharp instruments and very potent chemicals. As I found out on Friday, this is the first time I've ever been sedated by a dentist, and I don't know exactly what happened. I'm still a bit tired. Still feel a bit tired from it. But yeah, just 1 minute, they're like just checking your blood pressure. Next minute, belt wrap. It's like a belt wrapped around your arm. Needles. So, do you know like needles? I was like, I can take them or leave them. I don't know anyone that likes needles. Does anyone like, would you like to be stabbed with a sharp object? So I'm not a big fan of them. But they sedated me with, what's it called? Midazolam, which I think is kind of like a fancy dentist Valium. And I just remember doing the breathing in. So it was like breathing in. So I was breathing in for 4, held for 4, out for 4. And I think I did that twice. And the next minute, I just remember, you're gonna think about aeroplanes in the night sky with shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. I was singing that out of tune deliberately so that I don't get stricken for copyright. But I don't know if I was singing it out loud or not. But it was playing on the radio. I think it was playing on the radio, and I could hear the two dentist people sort of singing along to it. They seemed dead chirpy. They were sort of singing along to songs. I don't know if I was awake or not. At the time, I don't remember falling asleep. But I don't really remember being awake. But then, when I left, I just felt a wee bit drowsy, but I felt fine. I was having conversations. I think I was having normal conversations. I paid for my treatment. And it all seemed fine, but then when I looked at the time, I was like, yeah, no, that's not right. I was in there for 45 minutes and it felt like 5 minutes. So I'd recommend that if you're ever getting something painful getting done, I would do it again. Or if you're scared of the dentist or whatever, just get it done. It was the reason I got it done was my dentist said that, well, basically gave me a heads up, this is going to be very painful. I had a tooth so deep rooted, pun intended, but it's so deep rooted that she was showing me on the x-ray, like, look at that. I'm quite excited, look at that. But I don't really look at many pictures. Like, I don't have posters on my wall of teeth, x-rayed teeth on my wall, so I don't really know what I was looking for, but apparently the x-ray showed that the root was right down. It was right down. She didn't even have the instruments to do it. She seemed like a very good dentist, a very experienced dentist, but she didn't have the instruments needed to fix this thing. So she said, what about sedation? Would you be alright with sedation? And I was alright with sedation. And I'd be alright with sedation again. Because it's weird, it's not like I'm scared of the dentist, but I suppose as you get older, you just feel like, I got my bloods done recently as well, and that seemed like more of an event than it used to be. Going to the dentist just feels a bit, don't really like that. Aeroplanes, which ironically was what I was singing about in the dentist, or I think I was singing about. Going on flights didn't used to bother me either. It's just getting old, I think. It's just a sort of the impending fear of death So you're just like, here, I'm not in control of this situation. I don't like that as much. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the reason what's more weird is that right now I'm on painkillers, obviously. And you don't know if you can see the swelling, but I'm kind of swelling up a bit here. This is 3 days later. They said that this is an important day because this is the day where dry socket can happen. And I had dry socket before, and dry socket is not to be trifled with. Not to be trifled with at all. You want to avoid that. So, yeah, I'm just staying off making sure no smoking, no vaping, salt water. Rinsing with salt water, brushing with bamboo micro toothbrush thing. I'm taking it very seriously. I'm staying away from crisps. I'm even staying away from crisps. Anything sharp, anything spicy, they could agitate and awaken the monster that is a dry socket. So I had an abscess. I think the first time was around about Kelburn, if I remember rightly. But it kind of just went away. I just kind of swore, but it went away of its own accord. And then just before Lindisfarne, it was really bad. But I got antibiotics and painkillers, and I did about a week of antibiotics and painkillers. They saved the day. So by the time I got to Lindisfarne, I was feeling shit from the antibiotics. They didn't make me feel very good, but the pain was gone, and I ended up playing the gig and had a good time at Lindisfarne. And I thought that would be the end of it, but it came back the day before I went to Equinox Festival. Got an emergency appointment. She gave me more antibiotics. Luckily, before we got the 7-hour drive to Lincolnshire. Unluckily, I left the antibiotics at the chemist. That was unlucky. But luckily, the Glasgow chemist, posted it to a place called Barney Castle, which, if you remember rightly, that's where the Tories go to test their eyesight during pandemics. So, yeah, it was there. They charged me for it though. So even though the medication's free in NHS Scotland post it to NHS England. NHS England get the drugs for free from NHS Scotland, but NHS England still charged the Scottish guy. So, but I didn't even need them. Weirdly, Equinox Festival, the fact that my mouth was a big lump and all that, but I had some of my own home remedies and natural medicine, and just jumping about a festival. I woke up the next day and it had gone. It must have burst or something. I don't know, but it was gone, and I've not had any bother since. But the woman has been telling me, my dentist has been telling me for ages, look, you need to get this done. It's just going to keep coming back. Months later, years later, it just keeps coming back and coming back and coming. Oh, it's sore. It's a bit sore. It keeps coming back. So this was a strange one. It was going to the dentist, knowing that I'm just going to give myself a week. Recovery can be up to a month. They said a week, 4 weeks of pain. But this is to protect my future, because otherwise it would be like Christmas or my album launch in March or whatever, and it would just come back when you least expect it. So I took the dentist's advice eventually. I ignored her twice. I ignored the advice. But it's because I was just saying I'll wait for the NHS. So the NHS, it's the same clinic. But I think it would have cost me about 60 quid in the NHS, but it would have been another 6 months. Or you pay, I think it was 150 quid. 150 quid for emergency tooth extraction technology with the added bonus of sedation. So I don't know if you can get sedation normally, but I'll be getting that again. It's definitely, and then by the time the numbness wore off, I was already sleeping. But I got sedated by a sadist is the joke, but I will never joke about that. Never punch up. not when they've got jag instruments and potent hypnotic sedatives. A hypnotic, I think it's a benzo. So a benzo's Valium as far as I know, but I think this is stronger. This is like I was out of the game, but apparently I was awake. I don't know what I said. Did I say anything funny? I was going to ask if I could record it, but I was just. It felt like a lot more serious than it was at the time. So I didn't want to say, "Can I record you?" I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. But I'm curious to know: was I talking? Was I singing? Was I singing along to the B.O.B. song with the woman for Paramore? Shooting stars, I can really wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. We could talk about aeroplanes and then oh no. Look after your teeth, kids. Look after your teeth. I've been very lucky. I've not had many teeth issues, but age is happening. We're getting older. Look after your teeth, man. You don't want to be having to decide whether you're paying 150 quid to get it done within a month or 70 quid to get done in 6 months and having to weigh up the amount of pain that you can handle and how much work you're going to lose because you're out the game with toothache. It's the worst pain. It is the worst pain. And, you know, I've tried a variety of painkillers. Nothing really stops it, you know what I mean? Some stuff will take the edge off it, but nothing really stops it. I just thought I'd give yous I just thought I'd let you know why I'm not responding to anyone. And I'll just not be. I'm just going to try and sleep this off for another day or two and avoid people. Bye.